morning, friends. Welcome to another weekly reading vlog. It is April 3rd, and I am so excited about my reading this month. I cannot tell you. I am going to be tackling my Tarot TBR and my Magical Readathon TBR this month. Hopefully everything goes well. I have a lot to read. If you guys are interested in seeing the full account of everything that I'm reading this month, you can go and look at my Tarot TBR and my Magical Readathon TBR that I posted last week. But for now, I'm going to tell you what I'm going to be reading this week. Yesterday, I finished reading the first book in my Magical Readathon TBR, which was The Hidden Life of Wolves by Adele Brand. I listened to the audiobook. It was a very interesting read. It's a nonfiction about foxes in England specifically. I guess in England, foxes are the equivalent to raccoons in America. They're considered pesky and unpleasant, and people don't like to have them around. They steal things and they supposedly carry diseases and all kinds of things. And so this author is trying to uncover the truth about foxes in England, and she goes into detail about the history of the foxes, and this author is trying to argue that humans and foxes can coexist peacefully together and that they have a bad rap. They're not as bad as people seem to think that they are. So it was really interesting. It was definitely a persuasive argument. It was fun listening to the audiobook because at the part where it was talking about the sound that the fox makes, she was talking about the really famous video that went viral, years ago about what does the fox say? And she gave some examples of what foxes really sound like, so that was really fun to listen to. And just in general, learning more about the fox and learning about them specifically in that area of the world, which I had no idea that foxes were so prevalent in England. So the more you know. So I finished that last night. I'm going to give it a 4-star. Thought it was really good. And then today, my plan is to start reading The Silence of the Girls by Pat Barker. This is a book that I'm borrowing from my friend Sierra. Thank you, Sierra. And it is telling the story of the women in Troy. So the women who were involved in the Trojan War. And the idea is that we really don't get that perspective. The Iliad is very male-driven, and we don't really hear much from the perspective of the women in that story. So I am really excited to get started reading this book. I think it's going to be great. It is only like 300 pages. It has pretty tiny font, so it might take me longer than I'm expecting. But the cover is beautiful, and this will fill the prompt in my Tarot TBR of High Priestess, which is to read a book with mythology or religion. I'm going to get started doing that. I'll spend the morning reading, and then this afternoon I am going to Bend to see the Oregon Ballet. It's their first performance of the season, and they are just performing a series of crowd favorites. It's nothing particular, it's just all of the favorite pieces from the different ballets, and I am really excited. It's going to be super fun. So I will take you along with me as much as I can, and I will update you in a little bit.
Appalachian sunrise meets my skin. Even with my eyes still closed, I can feel it coming in. Golden, golden, I'll follow only golden.
Really quick update. I wasn't sure what I expected when I was reading this book, but it is literally a story told from the point of view of a woman who lived in Troy. I mean, I obviously said that, but I thought it might be more nonfiction or literary analysis, maybe. I don't know. I had no idea what I was expecting. But the writing in this is absolutely beautiful. I'm already captivated by it, and I just wanted to tell you guys that. It's so good so far. I've read 100 pages of this so far, and I wanted to update you guys on my thoughts. I love this book. It reminds me of some of the retellings like Circe, where you see things from the point of view of a woman who is often misunderstood, or there's just not very much known about her. This is the story of Briseis, who is the concubine of Achilles. And it starts out with the sacking of her city. She was the queen of Lynda, which is a city that was close to Troy, and it was sacked during the Trojan War, and then she was taken back to Achilles' camp and became his concubine. And then she was the source of the conflict that took place between Agamemnon and Achilles. If you're familiar at all with the story of Troy and the Trojan War, Achilles and Agamemnon did not get along very well. And at one point, Agamemnon took Briseis as his own concubine. And in response to this, Achilles pulled out of the war and refused to fight. So this is her story. It tells the story of her and the other women who lived in the camp during the Trojan War as slaves, as concubines, as the spoils of war. And it's very dark, it's very graphic, and it's really, really well written. It's very poetic. It reminds me of the epicness of the Iliad and of the Odyssey, and the writing is just absolutely fantastic. This is, I'm almost 100% sure, going to be a 5-star read, maybe one of the best books I've read of 2022 so far. So loving this, loving this, loving this. I am heading down to pick up my friend and go and see the ballet, so I may or may not add some clips from that, but I will update you guys later. Hey friends. God, I just got home from work and I honestly just want to sleep. It's not really that hard. I've just been feeling really tired. But I finished this last night, The Silence of the Girls. I finished it in 2 sittings, essentially, and I absolutely loved this. This was so beautifully told. The writing was superb. The storyline was really good. I was surprised because, given the name, I thought it would be only from the point of view of Briseis, but there were a few chapters where it was the point of view of Achilles, and it was really well done. I know I said that before, but it's just probably one of the best retellings I've ever read. It's right up there with Circe for me. I think I liked this even better than Circe for different reasons. Yeah, I 100% recommend this book if you are interested in any kind of Greek retelling, if you are interested in storytelling, because this is amazing and it's not too long either. I blew through it really quickly. So 5 out of 5 stars, 100% recommend. The next book on my list is somewhere around here. I think I might have taken it out into the living room. It's Fish on a Tree by Lynda Mullaly Hunt. And it is a story about a young girl who has dyslexia and her struggles in school and with friends, and that's all I know about it. I have never read it before, and I am super excited to read it. And then after I finish that, I will have officially completed my admittance requirements to get into the Aurelium Academy, and then I can actually start my classes. So I'm hoping to get some read tonight. Although my energy level is pretty low, I might just end up playing Sims and hanging out with my cats. Such is my life. But if I do start it, I will be sure to update you and let you know how it's going.
Golden things. Mountain laurel high fives for miles in spring. Rainbow trout and a hummingbird wing. Golden, I'll follow only golden. Golden, golden things. Gold hair, gold rings, gold leaves, gold anything, golden. I'll follow only gold.
Hey friends, it's about 6:30 on Thursday evening, and I just got off work. I went out with some coworkers after work and got some food and drinks, and it was really fun and lovely. And now I am sitting at Juniper Park and enjoying the last of the sunshine. It's 75 degrees today and completely beautiful. So I decided to hang out at the park and finish my book. I started this last night and wanted to sit and finish the entire thing, but I had work this morning, so I stayed up way too late reading this, and then just was really sad that I couldn't finish reading it because this is amazing. This is my next book in my Aurelium TBR. Dude. Apparently I picked the wrong place to sit and do this. I think we're done. So I love this book. This is the story of a 6th grader who can't read because she has dyslexia, but she doesn't know she has dyslexia, and nobody in her life knows that she can't read, not even her mom. She's kept it a secret from everybody because she's so ashamed of the fact that everybody can read but her. And so she puts on this front and says, no, I can read it. It's just too, it's just boring. I don't want to do it. But she actually can't. And she has been labeled the trouble child. You know, she's perfected getting out of class in order to not have to do her work, and in order to avoid people knowing that she doesn't know what she's doing, that she can't read. At the middle of the year, her teacher is pregnant and leaves for maternity leave, and a new teacher comes in to take over for the rest of the year. And he recognizes right away that something is up, something's wrong. And it's the story of her learning that she's not dumb, that she is capable, that things are just harder for her than for everybody else, and that opens the door for her to be able to finally learn how to read and learn how to navigate life with this reading disability. There have been multiple moments in this book where I want to cry, and I think it's mostly just because I'm a teacher and I have kiddos in my class that are like this, who are in 4th grade and struggle to read and are frustrated and you know, they get angry and they act out because the work is hard for them. So it's a good reminder to me as a teacher. This teacher in this book is an excellent role model for any teachers. So I would highly recommend reading this book. I really would love to read this book to my class. I think that it's a wonderful story about overcoming obstacles and about kindness and about believing in yourself and loving yourself. And I'm halfway through and I cannot wait to finish this book. So I'm going to dive right back in. I'm going to read it. I'll give you my final thoughts. My guess is it's going to be a 5-star. I have pretty much no doubt this is going to be a 5-star read for me. And I am so happy that I finally picked this book up. This is definitely going to be one of my new favorite books. So I'm going to enjoy The Last of the Sunshine and finish my book.
Golden things. Walk up the river by my son. Feet step over splinters of the moon.
This book destroyed me in the best way. I'm like sitting at the park weeping. It's so good. I think it just hit really close to home because I'm a teacher, and it just hit my heart because a lot of my kids are here. That's what I told you. So I 1,000% recommend this book. It's probably my new favorite book of the year. It's so beautiful and so good and hopeful and amazing. And I'm definitely reading this to my kids. I'm gonna read it to them. Friends, it is Friday and I'm home from work. I spent most of the day prepping for Friday or for next week and report cards going out next week. My face is breaking out from the stress and everything's peachy. But I am very happy that it's the weekend and I am beginning to read my first official magical readathon book for this month, and it is to fulfill my class that is alchemy, making the poem of infatuation, the potion of infatuation, and reading a romance book. So I'm starting out with The Duke and I, the famous Bridgerton novel. This has been on my TBR for a long time. I haven't watched Bridgerton yet. It's something that my cousin has been wanting to watch with me, but I haven't done it because I want to read the book first. So she's delighted that I am finally picking this up and reading it. And it just feels very springtime. You can see the wisteria growing in the background, and it's very period film, Pride and Prejudice, Jane Austen feeling. So I always feel like reading those kinds of novels in the spring. So I'm very happy to pick this up. I'm going to try and work on that this weekend. I also have some exciting book mail. I recently discovered Pango Books, which is a site, if you don't know about, you can go on there and you can sell your books and then buy other people's books used. And what I didn't realize was that when you sell your books, you end up with a credit that you can then use to buy more books. So it kind of takes away the guilt feeling of buying things, because it's like, hey, you sold a book and then you use the money that you got from selling that book to buy another book. You're not out any money. So I ordered a book, and 2 books actually, and one of them came today. The other one was supposed to come a while ago. I'm not sure what happened to it. I'm hoping it's not lost in the mail, but let's see what this one is. Oh no, this is the one that was supposed to come. Okay, good. This is Malice. This is a Sleeping Beauty retelling where the princess and the evil witch actually fall in love. So it's a sapphic retelling of Sleeping Beauty, and I'm all about it. This was pretty popular when it first came out last year, and I was really excited about it, but I just never got my hands on it, and this was like $5 on Pango Books, so I snatched it up. The cover is so beautiful, and I'm really excited to get to this summer, so yay! Anyway, that's all of my update for now. I will check in with you guys later. I'll probably vlog the rest of tonight and over the weekend and let you know how I'm doing with my reading. So I'll chat to you guys later. Bye. Friends, happy Saturday. I have a lot to update you on, actually. I made a lot of headway in my TBR today and yesterday. So I picked up Bridgerton, The Duke and I, the first in the series, and I loved the first half of it. I thought it was so funny and so witty. I laughed out loud multiple times, loved the characters, loved everything about it. And then I got to about the halfway point and it was all downhill from there. I really did not like the second half of this book. I was really annoyed by the characters. Not so much the women in the story, but definitely the men in the story. They made me so angry. And I felt like the motivations that the Duke had for the choices that he made, I don't know. I had no sympathy for him as a character, and I was really annoyed with him, and I didn't like him at all. So, unfortunately, the ending, I basically skipped the last like 50 pages. They finally, I'm not going to give any spoilers away, but I really did not like this book, sadly. So I ended up giving it a 2 stars. And now I'm really scared that I'm not going to like the story in the Netflix show at all. But I'm going to watch it with my cousin and we'll see how it goes. But not for me, for sure. And then this morning, I got up and checked what my next book in my class series was. So Bridgerton fulfilled my alchemy class in the Aurelium Academy, which was the Potion of Infatuation, read a romance book. And then my next one was the Animal Studies, which was to read a short, quick read. And for that, I picked up Kodi, which was this really beautiful watercolor graphic novel about a young girl who is spending the summer in the woods, in a cabin in the woods with her grandmother. And she encounters a bear during a storm who is trapped under a tree and needs their help, and she creates a relationship with him. And then she leaves to go back to her home and he follows her. And it's really sweet. Thankfully, it has a happy ending, so for those of you who are wary of this story, know that it's very sweet and heartwarming and it has a happy ending. And the art is just completely beautiful. It's so good. So I really enjoyed this. This is going to be a 4-star, I think. The art was amazing. The story was heartwarming. It didn't quite like reach that 5-star level for me, but it was really good. So 4 stars for this. Another book down in my TBR. And that brings me to my next book in my TBR, which I also completed this morning. And that was for my astronomy class, Basics of Asteroids and Comets. And this was the top of my to be read list. So the book that I've been waiting to read for a while now is the 5th in the Magus at the Library series, and it's just a manga that I picked up that I am in love with. This one was really good. I don't think it was quite as high as the other ones that I've liked. The second one so far has been my favorite. The rest of them are really good as well. This one's a 4-star. Not quite 5 again, but so good. And I am so excited to continue this series in December when the new one comes out. So that brings me to my 4th class, which is my demonology class, where I have to read a book with shadow in the title, and I'm going to read Shadow in the Glass. This is a Cinderella retelling. That's all I know about it. I literally just did a random search on my Scribd account and found one that looked interesting. So my next book is going to be an audiobook, which will be nice. Today I am going to enjoy a lazy day. I'm going to my cousin's house and we're going to have like a spa day. And we also bought the book Heartless by Marissa Meyer because our bookstore is doing a book club on that this month. That is meeting at the end of the month, so I think today we're going to read that together, at least some of it, and just enjoy each other's company. So it should be a really good day. I'm feeling quite tired and sleepy and unmotivated, but I'm very happy with the progress I'm making on my TBR so far. Really, it's been an excellent reading week. I've had 2 5-stars, like new favorite books of all time, and I've had a bunch of 4-star reads and then the 1 2-star, but there's always something, right? So I will update you guys later, and I will talk to you soon. Hey friends, it is now Editing Sarah here, letting you know that I never finished off this vlog. It's now the 13th of April, Wednesday of the next week, and I have not done any reading since the last time I updated. I actually got sick and have had a cold for a few days, and I've just been coming home from work and going right to bed and sleeping from like 5 or 6 until the next morning. So not very much reading has been done. Thankfully I am on the mend, and hopefully reading will continue happening soon, but I'm just gonna go ahead and wrap up this vlog and hopefully start a new one soon. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Remember to like and subscribe to my channel if you did, and I will see you in the next one. Take care.
Yesterday there was sun and there was rain.